name is Walwyn Blackmore. I was born on Belle Isle, Conception Bay, in 1940. So I was 9 years old when Confederation came around. One of the things I noticed from my days in school, and at the time I wasn't aware of it or what was happening, like all the rest of the children in school would line up recess time for our drink of Coco malt. Now, Coco malt was a dietary additive because of many people in Newfoundland were not receiving good food, good nutrition, etc. And this was a part of the Commission of Government method of trying to help and improve the health of children. And what would happen every recess time, one of the teachers would go outside, pour this chocolate flavored powder into water, mix it up, and we'd all have a drink, about probably a cup or a glass full. And this was done every recess time. Now, at the time, I wasn't aware of why they stopped it, but I did some investigation, and I found out that once the baby bonus, as it was called at that time, I think it was $10 or $12 per child up to age 18 or so, I suppose. The reason why it was stopped after Confederation is because the people were now getting that $7 or $8 per month per child, and I would suspect that they must have been encouraging the parents to purchase fruit and vegetables, etc., out of that money, as well as clothing, so as the children would have a better diet and probably be clothed better without having to cut into the meager family income. And my grandfather, I recall him telling me about when Confederation came and the old age pension. I'm not too sure what it was, but I don't imagine it was a whole lot of money. But for a fellow who worked in the mines for about 50 years plus, he didn't retire when he was 75, because as soon as 75 came, bango, no income, nothing. So he had to depend on the family to take care of him. And he was telling me, and as a matter of fact, I have all of the documentation that he sent away to Ottawa, I suppose, to qualify for old age pension. He didn't have a birth certificate. He didn't have any church records. The only records he had of his birth was in the family Bible. So apparently he cut the pages out of the family Bible, put it in an envelope, sent it off to Ottawa, and he got his old age pension. Up to that time, when he finished work, and he lived until he was 85, so he had 10 years of getting old age pension, which to him gave him a little bit of independence, because now he wasn't having to depend on his son and his son's family, at least for his casual spending. And he probably paid a fair bit of that to my father, to my mother, for taking care of him while he was still with us. It must have meant to them, I am contributing, I'm not just a burden, and therefore I feel much more comfortable. And of course, that was great for his peace of mind and my grandmother to know that we are contributing, we are getting this money, and we're getting it because of this wonderful uniting between Newfoundland and Canada. That was the major benefit that he saw. And from his stories and from my experience with the Coco malt, it means that, look, this is what all of us are getting all across the province. My, isn't this great? Here in my office, in my basement, I have a picture of Joseph Smallwood, like the picture I suppose he must have sent to every household in Newfoundland. A colored picture of Joey. And I still got that picture. My grandfather was a staunch supporter of Joey Smallwood, because I think he looked at it from the point of view of, look at the benefits we are going to get, and then a few years later, look at the benefits we are getting because of Confederation. And of course, at that time, you have to realize that a lot of people are saying, heavens, if it wasn't for Joey Smallwood and his helpers working with it, this wouldn't have happened. And unfortunately, as history continued, Joey's the bloom came off the rose, you might say, in his later years. But when you look at the situation that he fought hard for, and winning by the slightest majority that you even think of, for those who want to keep a responsible government and those who want to go into confederation, if the man hadn't worked and toiled like he did, we even today would be in a much less of an advantageous position as we are.